Hello, this is Cody Zine, and this is episode 4 in the Making Monochrome series. Today it is concepting and kind of the very early beginning stages of moving into this world of monochrome. Similar like with the art, I had done a concept teaser, I had concept posters and a website, and I wanted to do that same thing with monochrome. And so it's now 2012. So the last episode we talked about the Matcha Theater and the screening of the Ark and that what transpired from that, and that was December of 2011. So after that, really started moving into writing the monochrome screenplay and started researching locations around locally or in the state of Texas, and kind of plotting out what this would look like to shoot a teaser for the film. Now, because it's a dystopian world, things are kind of run down, things are kind of broken. A lot of that, if you do enough research, can be found here without having to do expensive set builds or green screen, that sort of thing. We needed to keep it as practical as possible. So from about 2012 to 2013, it was a lot of writing, a lot of brainstorming, building this world and the characters, and location searching, writing. Writing based off of what I found, and I was very thorough with this. Google Earth, for one, is an amazing tool. You can see some crazy stuff with this tool. I made these one sheets using satellite images from Google Earth. I would look at like ghost town websites and just go down the list and see, based off of the highway that we'd come down, what was close, what was reasonable to reach in that amount of time. And I'd find, pictures on those websites or pictures that people had uploaded to Google Earth, and I started compiling this database of things that might be really cool to go check out, explore, and maybe shoot some of a teaser there. So one of those being the Salt Flats, which we needed a flat, barren-looking deserts for this, dystopian, but that would be more of like an apocalyptic image. And there happens to be that in actually in several areas, but started checking out the Salt Flats, and a lot of it was old gas stations or old schools. So January 2014, Lozen and I and our daughter went out there to location scout, and we had to plot, because there's not a lot out there, and so we had to be very strategic and plot out, okay, well, we can get gas here, and I had these giant post-its all over the walls with the town names and the distance of miles between them and how far the town was from where we were staying and where the gas stations were, because we definitely didn't want to be stranded out there. So we went out there and shot just B-roll video and some lots of photos, and kind of tried to figure out where we wanted to do this. And it was quite an adventure. It was fun. Saw a lot of crazy stuff, and you have to be careful. I mean, it's some of those abandoned places, for squatters or reptiles, snakes, wildlife in general. And looking back, we had a lot of fun. But we did that, and then brought it back, and I updated all these one sheets with photos that we had taken now and not what I'd found online. And now I knew, based on the satellite image, I had it circled on there, we'll park here, we'll walk here, then we got one of our friends to come with us this next time, and this was, I think, 2 weeks later. It was still January, like the end of January. We went back out there now that we knew exactly where we wanted to shoot, and we shot the teaser. We got to our locations, and we had our friend, wear the wardrobe, wear the getup, and it was a lot of, all right, go explore that over there, walk from here to there, do it again, do it slower, turn around, and it was a lot of fun, and I have a lot of, good memories from that. I know I kept seeing this swing set in my head, and just a really rusty old swing set. Just, I don't know what would be behind it, but just this slow swaying movement of the swing. And I found one when we went out there the first time. The swing set seats were wooden, and I really liked this aspect of it. But when we got there, based off of all my research, it didn't quite look the same. I mean, these, the satellite images could have been a couple years old, but right off the highway there was a construction yard and then this train track, and we ended up just off-roading it through these construction yard over the train track, and behind all that was this cluster of, I guess it was 3 buildings, like 2 homes and this old school that had been run down, and there was a swing set, just like the picture. And so hopped out with my camera, and I walked over there, and I got exactly to where I saw it in my head and got the angling just right. And the wind was blowing, I didn't even have to move the swing myself, and nobody came out owner-wise. That's another thing I was afraid of, is just, trespassing, making people mad. I had a little DSLR, a Canon 600D, so it doesn't look like a gun or anything, but you still, you never know. But I got the shot. Didn't end up using it for the teaser, but it was really nice. There's one location that I had done a lot of research on, trekked like 2 or 3 miles to these buildings, and it was the coolest thing in the world. Took a bunch of video, a bunch of photos. I mean, we're walking down the runway, and it's overgrown, and there's shattered glass everywhere, and these mesquite trees with thorns that are, at minimum 3 inches long, up to 4.5, 5, just growing out of the runway. I mean, all that's left are like 2 of the 4 walls and the tracks where the doors go in, and these really awesome paintings worn on the side. I mean, it was amazing. The sun was just in the right spot, and we got a lot of really good footage. And we head home, and that was that. And so I got the footage, and I dumped it and started building this teaser. And it was my first time to really get in the technical world of, well, how am I going to make it a black and white world with people who are still in color? So I got to dabble in that. If you watch it at the end, a technique, one of the techniques in which to do that, and it was very tedious, and got it to work, but it was a small foreshadowing of what was to come. But I got it done, and I'd say it looks pretty good. And so then the only thing I was waiting for at that point was a voiceover, and I could hear it in my head. I wanted it to be a certain way, and I did some Googling online for some voiceover individuals, and came across DC Douglas, which he is a voice actor. He's also an actor. He did a lot of the Resident Evil stuff. He does, I think, the animated Transformers. He's done tons of stuff since, but he had this diverse, deep voice when needed. And I sent him an email through his voiceover website, and paid his fee for that. Sent him the script, and very quick turnaround on that. Sent it back, and I told him I want it like Duke Nukem, but not a cheesy badass, just confident badass. And tired, and he nailed it. I think I gave him 2 or 3 minor notes on just intonation of words, because I had it very firm in my head how I wanted it, and he sent the edits back, and it was amazing.
Yes, I was the first. I will not be the last.
Yeah, the teaser was done, and I needed somewhere to put it, so I built the very first Monochrome website, which housed the teaser, and one of the posters to go with it, which is just still one of my favorite images, the silhouette of him, walking through there. And we had it all. And now, not only could I visually see it outside of my mind, but now we could talk to people and show people, hey, this is the world we're building. This is Monochrome. This is what it's going to feel like, what it's going to sound like. And it was really, really exciting to have that, and extremely ready to show others where we were going to take it.